Hello and welcome. If you are typically part of this class, then welcome back. If you are very new to this class, then welcome in. This is called Qi Gong, and we pull from yoga-inspired breathing and Qi Gong-inspired breathing. But Qi Gong is a close relative of Tai Chi, movement, right? Constant flow, and pairing that movement with breathing is a big emphasis of this practice. So we're going to produce energy throughout the body. We're going to push it through the body. And the idea is we're getting all the old stale cells flushed and refueled. It helps with recovery, helps with energy management and production. It can help with rest and sleep, and feels good, yeah. It also helps with anxiety and all sorts of benefits. So I didn't even list half the benefits. So here we go. Well, let's get started. Weight shifting here, you want to take pressure off of your sit bones whenever you can, okay? Or if you're standing, off of your feet. I sit for the first half of class and I stand for the second half. I'm going to start stomping my feet here to get vibration sent through the knees and feet, just for a second. If you're not used to Qigong or a lot of Eastern exercises, some of these practices might seem a little bit funny, right? A little bit unusual, unfamiliar. But they are great. So the vibration in the knees, the ankles is what we're looking for right now. Just that light stomping. Okay. Then leaning forward down toward the ankle. So this is one of the reasons I like to start seated as well, is because if you're standing, it's hard to reach this far down comfortably. You're not supposed to strain yourself, right? Straining yourself is to block the chi or block the flow or block the energy. Working our way up the calves. And I'm kind of just clapping here with open palms, but you can use fists. Sometimes I do that. Gentle, right? It's not aggressive. Up toward the knee, circles around the knee like you're washing the knee. And a little hammer fist, top of the quadriceps. Now, I don't necessarily feel like it's, a nice massage, but if you're sore in the quadriceps from previous exercises, for example, or just doing daily life and you're sore, then sometimes these can feel pretty good. Sides of the leg, waking up the sides, and underneath in the hamstrings there. I'm using fists right now, but sometimes I squeeze, sometimes I poke with fingertips. You decide what works for you, just to kind of get the blood flowing and wake up the nervous system also at the same time, right? Okay, shake, shake, shake. All right, side number 2, ankle, top of the foot if you'd like. Working our way up the calves, up, up, up. Do fists or open palms, up toward the knee, and this is just our warm-up. It doesn't look like this the whole time, although this would be fun. Up toward the quadricep. Maybe we'll do a tapping class one of these days, where it's all about vibration and not as much about movement. That's not today, though. Today we got a lot of movement and breathing in. All right. Sides of the leg, underneath the hamstring, almost done with the lower body. If you want to stand as much as possible throughout the class, I usually recommend it right after this hamstring stuff, because if you're standing now, those hamstrings are tight and contracted. But as soon as we're done with this, we don't need to lean forward as much anymore. It's a fine time to stand if you'd like. Here we are, sitting up nice and tall, or if you'd like, standing up nice and tall. Like I said, I'll join you standing in like 15-20 minutes. Shoulders back, nose up just a little ways to open up the airway. And if you can, you want to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. So there's tons of benefits of breathing in through the nose. I won't get into all of them, but it's a filtering system, it's an air temperature regulating system, and it produces nitric oxide to breathe in through the nose. We can talk about that later. We're in another class. Here we are, tapping the ribs. So just like we did with the lower half of the body, we're going to tap the ribs, pushing the ribs forward, and tapping, going, ah. If you want to make sound, that's great. Sound is vibration, right? Vibration is what's helping to get energy through the body. It's helping to produce in the endocrine system. It's helping to regulate the gut, right? Getting things woken up. My fingers, just for specificity here, my fingertips, my fingers, the light part of my hands, are tapping into the soft, squishy stuff, right? The stomach, okay? The wrists, which is like the heavy part of my hand, that's hitting the ribs. So that's creating that sound that you're hearing. The fingertips are just lightly tapping the stomach area. Okay, you can move around, breathing, alternate maybe, and nice deep breath. Rest the hands at the sides. There may be some buzzing, I don't want to call it tingling, but it's not like numbness tingling, but buzzing in the fingertips, just re-regulating all that sensation and kind of integrating it and figuring it all out, right, as you stop tapping. All right, let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Big shoulder rolls. You don't ever have to turn to the side. I'm just turning for a better view. But you want to get big shoulder rolls if you can. Big, big, big. And switch directions. Okay, speaking of big shoulder rolls, right? Large movements are better if they feel reasonable to your body, right? And this is like a, I don't know, sounds one of those woo-woo comfort zone things, but it really is, it's true. So you don't want to go beyond your comfort zone with these, because you're not trying to cause strain in the muscles and joints necessarily here. You're just trying to, it's the move it or lose it technique, right? Use what you have and no more than that, right? You're not striving necessarily for a lot of these. It's just use as much as you comfortably can. Okay, turning the head left and right. That being said, if you don't have full mobility of any particular motion that we do, like say I'm circling out and up overhead later, and you're doing a tiny circle, that's fine. Qi Gong is super accessible in that way. Just modify to where you're doing 1% of the exercise. Even if you're missing a limb, you can visualize the movement, right? You can soften the eyes and visualize the sensation of movement. All right, eyes forward, roll the wrists, bend and extend the elbows, and we're ready for our movement and breathing series here. So, toes are forward. I'm turning to the side for a slightly better angle. I think you'll be able to see me better. Let's breathe in and roll the wrists up toward the shoulders. Exhale through the mouth. In and up. Exhale through the mouth. Remember to weight shift if you're ever feeling pressure in your sit bones or in your feet. Exhale down. Let's do two more here. Here's one. Coming on up through the nose. Exhale out and down. Last one, breathing in, coming up. And exhale, push straight forward. Breathing in, pull back and push the sternum forward, rolling the shoulder blades back. Exhale, push, and then we round just a little bit. Now if you're standing, okay, I'm not standing yet, but if you're standing, you want to sink down as you exhale and push, and you want to stand tall as you breathe in. You want to keep those knees unlocked the whole time. Right, if this isn't your first time doing this class, you'll probably feel more natural if you do that, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But if it is your first time, you want to know, if you're standing earlier than me, bend and extend the knees. Exhale, sink down, breathe in and pull back. All right, changing it, flatten the palms together. Breathe in and stretch the hands apart like you've got this big ball of cotton candy and you're stretching it, pulling it apart. Exhale, back together. Breathing in, pulling apart. Exhale, back together. Remembering not to hold your breath. So if I'm breathing too slow for you and you're pausing right here, right, you want to move on ahead of me. That's okay. It's okay to do more repetitions. What we want to avoid is the stoppage of flow, right? Think of yourself as a steady, clean stream, not a mud puddle, right? You're not stale, you're not stagnant, you're constantly moving, ever flowing. All right, diagonals. What this looks like is high on one side and low on the other. I'm going high on the right, low on the left. But it's okay if you're on the opposite side. It's always okay if you're on the opposite side. I'm not worried about sides. Don't have to choose sides. High on the left, low on the right. Back toward the center. High on the right, low on the left. Back toward the center. High on the left, low on the right. You might yawn, you might burp and belch and make funny noises. That's okay. Own it. Just have a great, great yawn if you need to have a good yawn. Have a good burp if you need to have a good burp. Right? You're just trying to re-regulate air and oxygen and gas through the body. All right, palms come flat together. Imagine you're gluing your fingertips together here. The palms can come apart during this move, but you want to keep your fingertips together. Okay? So when you breathe in, fill this ball with air, pull the shoulder blades back, chest up, nose up, think everything bright, everything energy, okay? When you exhale, deflate the ball and sink down, kind of round the shoulders forward, soften the eyelids if you like to, so you think everything rest and calm. Breathe in, fill the ball, sitting or standing tall. Exhale, deflate the ball, deflate the body, soften the eyes, sink at the knees and hips, if you're standing. Breathing in, filling the ball, sitting or standing tall. Exhale, sink down, deflate. Let's do 2 more. Nice deep breath here. Exhale, deflate. We're going to widen our feet up for this next move. Nice deep breath, filling the ball, shoulder blades back. Exhale, send the ball into orbit. So exhale, forward and down. Breathing in, coming up the body. Exhale. Feel free to add a little bit of pressure by bringing the lips together. Not flat together, but creating some firm pressure in the lips, like you're blowing up a balloon or blowing out a candle 3 or 4 feet away. Blowing the ball away. Let's do 2 more. Here's 1. And again. Reverse directions now. Down the body. Scooping forward, up and back, breathing in. Good, yawn. Exhale down. Breathing in, scoop up and back. So we switched directions at one point there. Exhale down the body. Breathe in as we come up and back. Exhale down, down, down. Breathing in, coming up and back. Exhale down. And last one here, I'm going to bring my feet close. No, sorry. Nice wide feet still. Hands come apart, breathing in. Then I'm going to turn over my right knee and exhale. This wheel circles over the knee, breathing in, coming up the body. So if that didn't make sense the first time, we'll do it several times. Exhale over the side, coming up the center. Exhale over the side, slowing it down so we can get a nice full deep breath coming up the center. Over the side. Over the side. Let's do 2 more each way. Here's 1. Breathing in, coming up the center. Over the side. All right, last set each way. Deep breath coming up. Last one. Deep breath coming up. High and wide. Okay, I'm going to bring my feet narrow. If you're standing, you can still have wide feet. But if you're in the chair, you'll want to bring your feet narrow or else the knees will get in the way. Exhale as we come narrow and then low and wide. This is called hourglass, okay? Because it's narrow in the middle and it's wide on the top and bottom. Exhale on the way down. Breathing in on the way up. It's like a big first stretch of the day. Exhale on the way down. And you want to sink at the knees and hips there too if you're standing. Breathing in on the way up. Exhale on the way down. Breathing in on the way up. Let's do one more cycle here. Exhale on the way down. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Maybe even looking up a little ways. And exhale on the way down. All right, brief break here. Shake out the arms. Move the hips. If you're getting any pressure in the sit bones, re-regulate that. Reset yourself. Remember, constant stream, constant flow. That includes breath, okay? So you should breathe in, and once you reach the top, you should start to exhale. Versus, in some practices, like yoga, we do a box breath. You breathe in, you'll hold your breath, you exhale, you'll hold your breath, okay? In this practice, we're constantly flowing. Think of it as a circle, right? In, out, and in, out. Okay, all right. Let's get going on our second half here. Not the second half of class, but the second half of our movement series. Second half of class, I'll be standing for. All right, feet nice and wide, circling out and up overhead. Exhale out and down. Remember, you can always, excuse my yawn, you can always modify with smaller circles. Exhale out and down. I'm going to point my nose at my right hand. Okay, it doesn't matter which side, but I'm pointing to my right hand so I get the neck motion here, circling out and up with just one hand at a time. Exhale out and down. Then the left hand circling out and up. Exhale out and down. Right hand only. Exhale out and down. Left hand only, breathing in. Exhale, out and down. One more each way. Here's the right. Exhale, out and down. Left hand circling out and up. Eyes come forward, and then we're turning this giant wheel. So turn the wheel to the left or counterclockwise. If you're going the opposite way, that's always fine, right? And then we breathe in, circling clockwise or right. Exhale, direction number one, whatever that is for you. Giant captain's wheel. Inhale, direction number two. Exhale, direction number one. Inhale, direction number two. I'm going to make my ball, my wheel, my loop a little bit smaller here. Exhale one way. A little bit smaller, breathing in the other. Exhale the other way. Getting down to about the size of a volleyball or a large softball. I don't know. Exhale one way. Bring the feet close together. If you're sitting, if you're standing, the knees won't get in the way. Okay, here we are. One hand on top, one hand underneath this imaginary ball. Okay, we're going to breathe in as we come apart with the hands. Now, I'm coming down beside my leg because my legs get in the way. If you're standing, that won't be a problem. You'll just come apart, right? Just come high and low. Okay? So breathing in, coming apart. Exhale as we circle around and return to holding the ball on the other side. My left hand's on top now versus the right. Doesn't matter which side again. Coming apart, breathing in. Exhale, circling around. This move is called yin and yang. Yin yang. Breathing in, coming apart. Visualize expansion of the lungs as we breathe in and then slowly, slowly deflate. Couple more each way. Coming apart. Sometimes you do a controlled exhale for a long period of time on this move. I'm not going to do that today, but it's a good breathing pattern to get into, to practice your gas exchange tolerance. Okay? I'll show you that in another class, but basically your exhaling is as slowly and steadily as you can. All right, last one here, nice deep breath coming up. Exhale, circling around and down. Widen up the feet. Exhale, the hands can come down, one hand over the other. We'll get into what's called tiger now. Nice wide feet, standing or seated. When we breathe in, your shoulder blades pull back and your hands come up into these cat claws. The move's called tiger, so maybe they're tiger claws. These little hooks, right? Like you can rock climb, okay? Pulling the shoulder blades back, opening up the chest. Now this is known as a more vigorous move. If you choose for it to be, you can really squeeze the back muscles and squeeze the chest muscles. Vice versa as you go up and down. And it really works as a good blood, oxygen, nutrient pump if you want to do it that way. Don't overdo yourself though. Here we go. Breathing in, pulling back. Exhale, sink down. Squeeze the chest muscles here. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Breathing in, filling the lungs to their capacity if you're comfortable. Get it all out. And usually you can get out more than you think. Squeezing the core. Coming on up, breathing in. Get it all out. Breathing in, coming on up. Get it all out. It's okay to round the shoulders a little bit here. 2 more. Here's 1. Come on up, breathing in. And here's 2. All right, coming up into those cat claws again. And then from here, nice and wide as we pull back, we're going to push straight forward, one hand over the other. Just like when we push down, except forward now. So breathe in, pulling back. Exhale, pushing forward. I think you can see my spine is moving here too, so I extend the spine as I breathe in, opening up the chest. Exhale, rounding the back a little bit, which we don't want to do all day, right? We want to avoid that all day, bad posture, but for a controlled exercise, really great spine mobility. Exhale and push, blow out. Breathing in, pulling. Last one here, push. Turn the palms up, slightly bent elbows, but mostly straight. Breathe in as we circle out and back. Exhale, circling forward. Breathing in, circling out and back. Exhale, circle forward. Breathing in, circling out and back. If you're standing, sink down as you push forward. Last one here, breathing in, nice deep breath. Exhale, circle forward. Bow and arrow is next. So if you're standing, don't twist the knees. If you're seated, you don't usually have to worry about that. Pull the right fist back in at the ribs, right in here. Pulling the shoulder blade back. Exhale and unwind. Left hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. Right hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. Left hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. And again here, right hand pulls back. Exhale and unwind. Left hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. Roll the wrist up by the forehead. And exhale as we push forward. To me, this looks like you're pulling the tablecloth out, right? You get these little goose or crane necks with your wrists, so they cock forward, pinching this tablecloth as we roll back. Exhale and push. Breathe in, rolling up. Exhale and push. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Push forward, the hands can come down to the sides, let them swing there, shake out the arms, tap the feet, roll the shoulders, turn the head. All right, let me check our time here, and I think we're just about ready to get to standing. So, if you've been standing the whole time, right, you don't have to wait for me. You can always stand before me, ahead of me. If you've been standing the whole time, I'm going to join you. If you're going to stay seated, that's fine. And if you're standing with me, and you haven't been for the last 30 minutes, then we got to warm up our legs just a little bit here. Here we are. All right. Again, you're welcome to stay seated. Shaking out the legs. Similar sequence we'll do now, but we might move through some of it faster, and it's not because we're in a hurry, it's because we know the moves now, we're a little more warmed up, we're ready to really produce a lot of energy now, okay? So we'll move a little bit faster and press the air. So nice wide feet, weight shifting left and right. If you're still seated, there are going to be a couple of moves where the knees get in the way. That's okay. You just pick the arms up a little bit higher. For example, swing the arms around right now. And this is called Bear in the Woods. If you're in a chair, this feels a little bit less flowy, right? There's just a little bit less natural movement here because you got to pick the arms up a little bit higher. If you're standing, the arms can swing around very naturally. Using the centrifugal force, just swinging around. All right. Shake out the legs. And I'm ready to move here. Exhale, sink at the knees and hips, pushing down. When we stand tall, I don't want to lock my knees out like this, right? I don't want to snap them straight, but I do want to stand a little bit taller than when I exhale. So slightly bend the knees. When we exhale, we bend them more. When we stand tall, we bend them less, right? We stand tall. Exhale, sink down. Breathing in, all about flow. Exhale down. Last one, come on up. Straight forward. Pull the palms back, breathing in. Forward. Pull the palms back, breathing in. Forward. Pull the palms back, breathing in. Forward, last one. And back, breathing in. Hands come flat together, sinking down. Breathe in, pull the hands apart like cotton candy, saltwater taffy. You must have a sweet tooth today, I don't know. Exhale, flat hands. Breathing in, standing taller. Exhale, getting smaller. Breathing in, nose comes up a little bit, more energy. Exhale, soften the eyes. And that can go with all of the moves, honestly. You can breathe in and brighten the eyes. It kind of depends on if you're trying to go to bed, right, find rest, or if you're trying to wake up for the day. Okay, so you'll do more eye brightening exercises and more sharp, cold inhales if you're trying to wake up. And you'll do more slow breathing if you're trying to find rest, which doesn't necessarily mean sleep. Maybe you're trying to find calm. Maybe you're trying to reduce anxiety. Okay, so then you slow things down, you soften the eyelids. Coming apart. Flatten the palms together, gluing the fingertips together, palms together, sink at the knees and hips. Okay, here we are. We fill this ball with air. Shoulder blades pull back, nose tilts up, eyelids brighten up. Nice and tall. And then we exhale, deflate the ball, deflate the body, deflate the self, sink down. It's not happy and sad, it's energized as we breathe in, and restful as we deflate. Breathing in, energized. Restful, deflate. Breathing in, energized. Restful, deflate. Energize up. Exhale, sink down. Last one here, filling the ball, standing tall, shoulder blades back. Nice wide feet, especially if you're seated. Send the ball into orbit, forward and down. Sink at the knees and hips. Circling back up the body. Exhale, forward and down. Coming up the body. Exhale, forward and down. Coming up the body. Exhale, forward and down. Coming up. Forward and down. Coming up. Last one here, forward and down. We'll switch directions after we breathe in here. So breathing in, coming up. Exhale, down the body. Speeding it up a little bit, coming up and back. Exhale, down. Up and back. Exhale, down. Up and back. Exhale, down. So you still want to have nice wide feet for this next one. We'll do two more. Here's one. Exhale, down. Now we'll bring the hands apart, up by the shoulders. Now when we exhale, weight shift over the right knee and the left knee. Okay, come on, up the center. Exhale over the side. Up the center. Exhale over the side. Okay, and I'm not tipping a lot here, right? I don't want to bother my low back by doing this number, okay? Instead, it's just a weight shift a little bit. Coming on up. Spinal mobility is good, it's important, but we don't want to do too much on the low back and the pelvic area. Okay, I'm going to slow it down here because I'm not getting a full deep breath. Come on up. Full breath out. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more each way. Here's one. Last deep breath coming up. And circle. All right, high and wide, nice deep breath. If you're seated, you want your feet close together because the knees will get in the way. If you're standing, it's fine wherever your knees are. Exhale, narrow, low and wide. This is hourglass again. Breathing in, coming narrow, high and wide. Exhale, narrow, low and wide. Breathing in, narrow, high and wide. Exhale, narrow, low and wide. Breathing in, high and wide. Exhale, narrow, low and wide. Last one here, nice deep breath coming up. Exhale, down, down, down. All right, this is where we took a break before. You can shake it out if you need to. Always wiggle the hips whenever you need to. Address irritations and distractions in the body. It's not one of those practices where you look at it, stare at it, observe it bothering you the whole time, right? If you've got a bother for the 45 minutes that you're here, that'll be distracting. So just, itch it, right? Get it out, okay? Shake it out. Here we are. Toes forward. Breathe in as we circle out and up. Exhale out and down. One more of those, circling out and up, breathing in. Exhale out and down. Right hand only, I'm going to point my nose at my hand, circling out and up. Getting my neck moving. Exhale out and down, still bending the knees. Left hand circling out and up. Exhale out and down. Right hand only. Exhale out and down. Last one here, and then we'll turn this big wheel. Left hand circle out and up, breathing in. When we exhale, turn this giant captain's wheel. I'm turning left, turning counterclockwise. You might be turning right. It's okay. Breathing in, circling around. Exhale, sinking down. I'm slowing down my breath here because if you speed it up the whole time consistently, you're going to over-energize yourself and then wear yourself out. Right? There's a balance, and it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. It's good to have little highs and lows, little spikes and valleys, right, for our energy, but depending on what you're going for, how you want to feel after this, right, I don't want to be too worn out. Coming on up, breathing in. And start to make this circle smaller and smaller and smaller. So this is going to be, I don't know, 2 feet wide. Breathing in. 1.5 foot, exhale. 1 foot, inhale. Exhale, about the size of a volleyball. And then yin and yang. So breathing in, hands come apart, breathing in, coming apart. If you're seated, you want your feet close together so you can get your bottom hand beside your legs. If you're standing, that won't matter, okay? Coming apart, breathing in. Exhale, circle around. I'm going to do it once or twice, what I was talking about earlier with the slow, steady exhale pattern, but that's not the focus of today. Just so that I address what I was mentioning earlier, what it is you take a nice deep breath in, coming apart, and then through pursed lips, which is like a small straw-shaped hole, straw-sized hole in the lips, right? You exhale slow and steady. You might exhale for 12 seconds, 22 seconds, 2 minutes, I don't know. Everybody's going to be different. And if you run out of air, then you take another deep breath. You don't hold your air on empty, right? So here's mine. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, circling around. Softening the eyes so that you're not focusing on too much here. And you might hear my exhale. Okay, so that's the idea. You're welcome to do that practice on your own a handful of times. Don't get lightheaded and dizzy. I'm going to move on from that practice now. So breathing in, coming apart. Just a steady stream exhale. One more each way. Coming apart. Steady stream exhale. Last one here, coming apart. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Hands can come down one over the other. Now we're in tiger, okay? Coming up, shoulder blades pull back. A little more vigorous now if you'd like. You can squeeze the muscles in the back. As the shoulder blades come back, we've got our cat claws, tiger claws, rock climbing hooks. When we exhale, you can round the shoulders a little bit and squeeze the chest muscles here. Squeeze the triceps, squeeze the muscles, get the air out of the lungs, right? Breathing in, coming up, pull the shoulder blades back. Let's do 4 exhales. Here's one. Coming on up. 2. Coming on up. 3. Last one. 4. Coming on up. Now we're pushing and blowing forward. One hand over the other and switch. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Turn the palms up, slightly bend the elbows, but they're fairly long arms still. Circling out, breathing in. Remember, if your range of motion is limited, you can always bring the hands down more. They can be smaller movements. Always change and modify what you need to suit your body and what it's able to do today, right? It might be different than what it could do yesterday, last week. Could even be more. Exhale, circling forward. Breathing in, circling out. Exhale, circle forward. Breathing in, circling out. Exhale, circle forward. Last one, then we'll do bow and arrow here. Breathing in, circling out. Exhale, circle forward. Okay, I'm going to bring my right hand back first. If you're standing like I am now, just don't twist your knees, right? The rotation happens from the waist up. Right hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. Left hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. Right hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. Left hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. One more on each side. Right hand breathing in. Unwind. Left hand breathing in. Unwind. Roll the wrists up by the forehead. Forceful blow forward, like you're blowing out a candle. So it's this gooseneck, crane neck, what did I call it? Pulling out the tablecloth, push, pulling out the tablecloth, push. Let's do 3 more. Here's 1. Not locking out the knees even when I stand tall. 2. Last 1. 3. All right, everybody. Take a break. Shake out the arms. Shake out the legs. And my friends, we are just about done here. I'm going to get to our closing movements. If you're familiar with them, they might act as a cool down, but if you're unfamiliar, right, if you're new to this class, they're not going to feel like a cool down. They're going to be just as much movement as the other ones, but it's shorter, and it's consistently, I would say, consistently our ending. So I'll call it a closing, not a cool down. We always end with it. All right, here we are. Palms come together, coming up over the face. This is called washing the Qi or tracing the meridians. Down by the armpits, under the armpits, ribs, waist, sink down just below the knees. And I tuck the chin here and around the back on my way up. Let me show you that from the side view, because safety is a component here. So palms together, up over the head, behind the head, front of the arms, axillary, ribs, waist, sides of the legs. Just trace underneath the kneecaps. Tuck the tail and tuck the chin. The reason is we don't want to bend and spring out of that. We want to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Okay, so you want to tuck the chin so that that works out in your safe favor. Behind the head, arms, ribs, waist. Just underneath the knees. Last one here. Tuck the tail, tuck the chin, rolling up, and there we are. Shake it out. Last move here. This is a 4-move sequence. It's down, sideways, forward, and up. Okay? Clearing or expanding the small universe. That's what it's called. So here we are. You don't have to memorize it. I do it with you. Breathing in. Hands come up toward the shoulders. Push down, sink at the knees and hips. Back up toward the shoulders. You're always welcome to do this seated, like I said, out to the sides. Back to the shoulders. Exhale, straight forward. Back to the shoulders. This is the funny one. You push up, but you're still exhaling, so you sink at the knees and hips. Looks funny, feels funny, very unusual. Stand tall, breathing in. One last cycle here, down as we exhale. Breathing in, back up toward the shoulders. Out to the sides as we exhale. Back toward the shoulders. Forward as we exhale. Nice deep breath. Straight up as we sink at the knees and hips. Eyes are still forward. Final deep breath, hands over the heart. Nice deep breath here, deep breath, deep breath. And exhale, unfold, unwind, let it all out. Reset the body, reset your breathing, reset your mind. All right, everybody, one last thing. I think that this is the best place probably for me to store these videos, at least for now, while I'm going to be helping to take care of my mom while she recovers, but also for things like holidays when I'm not able to teach live classes. But anyway, so thank you guys so much, and if you want to see when I post more videos like this, you might hit the subscribe button, but otherwise I send these videos out to you guys if you're requesting them to your emails, so you don't like have to hit the subscribe button. Doesn't matter to me. But thank you guys so much. I just hope that this can be something that you guys can access when I'm not available to do live classes. Yeah, so until next time, I'll see some of you guys live, and some of you guys will see me on here. All right, bye-bye.